afternoon, and thank you all for coming to support the Stoughton Public Schools in announcing the results of Summer Reading Spotlight Stoughton 2017. It seems like yesterday that the Scholastic team was describing the study to all of us here in Stoughton. And we are so excited to be able to share the findings with you here today and welcome all of you to the Daw Elementary School. The purpose of this study was to help the Stoughton Public Schools and Stoughton learn more about summer reading activities and how reading during the summer can help students during the school year. All 5 of our elementary schools participated, with 3 schools being the summer book schools and 2 schools being our control schools. All of our students K through 5 participated in an online book selection process, which allowed them to individually select 10 texts at their independent level that would be theirs to take home and keep. As part of the study, family literacy nights were also held at the schools to emphasize the importance of a home-school connection and provide strategies and support to parents and guardians over the summer. By inviting parents and families to play an active role in supporting and interacting with their children as readers, we strengthen the foundation of support for all of our students. Getting the right books into kids' hands is the key that unlocks the door to our ultimate goal, to build engaged readers. When we are able to provide our students with an access to a wide range of interesting texts, the effects on comprehension and motivation to read are enormous. Teachers do this every day in our classrooms. However, summer can sometimes present a challenge, and so often we see what many refer to as the summer slide. The summer slide is a simple reality for millions of students. This research study partnership provided an opportunity to dive deeper into the slide, learn more about it, and find ways to combat it. This study has positively impacted the learning and attitudes of so many of our students throughout all of our schools. Having students choose their own books to read over the summer showed them that we value their choice, their interests, and their opinions, while simultaneously communicating that reading every day is important, especially during the summer. I'd like to welcome our superintendent, Dr. Rizzi, up to share a few words with us.
Good afternoon and welcome. We're happy to be here. We're happy to welcome Scholastic. I'm not going to take up too much time because I want to get right to the essence of the research and what the findings are, which are very, very exciting. But I would like to say, first of all, that there is absolutely no substitute when you're asking children to read for authentic texts. Authentic texts, another way to express that is to say real books. Children know when you give them real books, when you give them books of quality, versus if you just choose something for the sake of reading, but perhaps really it just doesn't have that level of excitement or isn't that good. So this gave us an opportunity to give children real books in the form of authentic texts that they could choose themselves based on things that they were interested in. And you'll hear soon what the effects of that are. I can't say enough in terms of thanks to Scholastic for choosing to work with us. We have exactly the same end in mind, and that is to create a love of reading in children that they will take through their entire life. And they have exactly the same goal as we do in that regard. And to have them come here and work with us on something as important as this has been incredibly exciting. And we know that no one educates the next generation alone, and it is extremely important that schools look to creative ways to create partnerships, and that some of the other entities that we work with, including in the business world, come together so that we can all work together on what we know is important in terms of creating a love of reading, which is the same as a love of learning in many ways in the next generation. So thank you, Scholastic. And now you're going to get an opportunity to hear exactly what we learned through the process of this research. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rizzi, and thank you, Ms. Sprague, and thank you to Mr. Cancellieri, and thank you to students and families for allowing us to partner with Stoughton Public Schools to implement Summer Reading Spotlight and to explore the impacts of providing access to books and engaging families in summer reading. The research and validation team at Scholastic, which includes myself as well as my colleagues Yeli Joe and Jerusha Saldana Yanez, really want to thank you again for allowing us to be a part of this initiative and also for allowing us to witness the inspiring work you're doing to engage students and families year-round in Stoughton. And we also like to express our thanks to Dr. Linda Feeney for her support on this research, which was instrumental in allowing us to do this work. A quick overview. Maybe? There we go. A quick overview of the Summer Reading Spotlight research. Modeled after a successful summer reading movement by public education partners in Greenville County Schools in Greenville, South Carolina, called Make Summer Count, Summer Reading Spotlight and related research sought to explore the impacts of providing access to books and engaging families in summer reading. The research design consisted of treatment schools, or summer book schools, who received resources over the summer. And these were 3 schools with approximately 1,000 students who were able to self-select 10 free, high-interest, just-right books to own and read over the summer. And their families were invited to family literacy nights in June, where they learned strategies to support summer reading, as well as where their children were able to receive additional books to take home. To serve as a control representing typical summer reading experience, as well as to help us better determine the impact of Summer Reading Spotlight, 2 schools served as our control schools, and those schools received the same resources as our summer book schools, but in the fall when the study had ended. And so that was 2 schools with over 700 students. Again, they self-selected 10 free, high-interest, just-right books, and their families were invited to family literacy nights in October. All 5 schools that participated in Summer Reading Spotlight participated in the research, and as part of our research efforts, we distributed over 1,600 book logs for students to track their reading over the summer. We distributed 1,100 student surveys to students in the 3rd through 6th grade at the end of the school year, and then again in the fall at back-to-school time. And families in all 5 schools were given the opportunity to complete a family survey at the end of the school year and again at back-to-school time. So after exploring all of this data, and looking at the comparison between our summer book schools and our control schools, we have exciting findings to share regarding the impact of Summer Reading Spotlight on students and families' attitudes, behaviors, and beliefs, as well as on students' reading levels. An overarching finding is that supporting summer learning benefits students and families. We saw positive outcomes from participation in Summer Reading Spotlight, and these positive findings held true for our most advanced readers as well as for our striving readers. We also highlight specific findings for 3rd graders, a time which is critical for students to reach reading benchmarks. Exploring some specific findings. When we looked at student achievement data, we found that students who were in our summer book schools experienced less summer reading loss than students in the control schools, and this held true for our advanced readers and for our striving readers. For advanced readers, 34% of the students in the summer book schools experienced summer reading loss, compared to 43% in our control schools. And for our striving readers, our summer book students experienced reading loss for 21% of those students, compared to 30% in our control schools. We view this as a particularly important finding to highlight because we often focus on striving readers when we talk about summer reading loss, but advanced readers too are susceptible to experiencing skill loss over the summer, and Summer Reading Spotlight helped reduce some of that loss. We found that summer book students read more over the summer than control students. 6% of summer book students did not read over the summer, compared to 14% of control students. When we look at student attitudes, we saw students in the summer book schools reporting an increase in confidence in reading after participating in Summer Reading Spotlight. However, it was our rising 3rd graders who showed the most confidence. Specifically, 87% of 3rd graders agreed they were better readers in the fall because of the reading they did over the summer. And 90% of 3rd graders in our summer book schools agreed reading was important over the summer. Student confidence and attitudes towards reading is so important because confident readers read more, and they're more likely to challenge themselves with difficult texts. Additionally, holding the belief that summer reading is important will lead to reading more over the summer. Families also overwhelmingly found value in Summer Reading Spotlight. Specifically, 85% of families agreed that the free books their children received over the summer contributed to them reading more. 87% of families agree their children are better readers now because of the reading they did over the summer. Again, signaling a community that values summer reading and highlights the importance of reading all year long, driven by students reading more and by the support of their families. Families also overwhelmingly found family literacy nights valuable. 85% of families agreed that family literacy nights were valuable in helping them support their children's reading. 94% of families agreed that family literacy nights were a great way to connect families and schools, suggesting family literacy nights is an effective way to help build that home-school connection. Findings from the 2017 research on Summer Reading Spotlight led us to three main conclusions. First, Summer Reading Spotlight had a positive impact on students who were both striving readers as well as advanced readers, highlighting the importance of providing all students, not only those we deem at highest risk, with the resources they need to sustain their skills over the summer. Next, although all grade levels reported positive impacts of Summer Reading Spotlight, it was the rising third graders who showed the most positive impact from the initiative. This finding is critical given the importance of students meeting benchmark standards in literacy by the third grade. And finally, families found considerable value in family literacy nights. These school-wide events served as a way to not only begin the conversation around summer reading, but to connect schools and families for positive reasons. For more information, including additional findings, please visit the Stoughton website at stoughtonschools.org. Scholastic was honored to be able to partner with Stoughton Public Schools to provide students and families the resources they need to read all summer long. The success of Summer Reading Spotlight is evidence of the impact initiatives can have when public-private partnerships align to engage and excite students and families around reading. And now please join me in welcoming Mr. Cancellieri, principal of Daw Elementary School, and his students who will be sharing what Summer Reading Spotlight has meant to them.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming to the Joseph R. Daw Junior Elementary School today for this great event. I apologize if the location you put into your GPS made it difficult to find, but I'm happy everybody made it. As you have heard from Mrs. Sprague and Dr. Izzi before me and Dr. Rizzo, the importance of reading is something that is a foundational element here at the Daw Elementary School. While this is my first year here at the Daw, I began my position here in July. It is clear and obvious to me the commitment that the teachers, students, and family members have to really pushing reading and its importance throughout our school day, before school, and after school. After partnering with Scholastic, our mission to further promote this culture of reading and the recognition of its importance was kind of a three-prong approach, I would say. First, in June, we had our summer reading beach-themed kickoff event here at the Daw. I had not yet started my position as the principal, but after asking questions to my reading specialists, Mrs. Amaru and Mrs. Fisher, and several of the classroom teachers, it became obvious to me that the students really enjoyed this event. So at the end of last school year, after the students had received their 10 free books from Scholastic, they were invited to bring the books, their beach towels, their beach mindset, and really just sit outside in the sun and enjoy the reading without any pressure that people typically feel from our fast-paced lives. So that was a big one. They got to immediately enjoy the books that they received. The second component of really further promoting this culture and the partnership with Scholastic was a family literacy night that we had that I was able to experience during my first month here as the principal of Daw Elementary School. It was really outstanding to me and amazing to see that the building that I was about to be given the responsibility and ability to lead had community members, family members, student, and staff with such a high level of commitment that they were willing to come to school after hours, put in their time to really push the importance of literacy and reading once again. This event was very well attended. It involved breakout sessions for the parents and family members to learn how to engage in conversation with their students about the books they just received. The students were able to participate in various literacy activities, and of course the big bonus was that there was free pizza, which was a big hit. The third element of this three-prong approach I keep referring to is the Daw School book swap that we actually held this year. This book swap was something organized by our two reading specialists, again, Mrs. Sandra Fisher and Miss Leah Amaru, and with the support of all of the classroom general education and special education teachers here at the DAW. It allowed students to visit the reading specialist classroom, and it gave them the ability to turn in books that they were no longer reading or that they have already read during the summer, and then exchange them with other books that were present during the book swap. Not only was this a great opportunity for students to get some new reading material, but the teachers were smiling from ear to ear to see students summarizing things they had read over the summer before sharing it with a friend, pointing out books that had great themes before a kid picked it up to read it. So it was just a really nice event for the community. By putting books in our students' hands, books that they got to pick, it was a huge motivator for the students at the DAW to just read. Having students pick their own books really, like Mrs. Sprague said, showed that we really value their opinion and their choice and their interest. And again, it was just another strong reinforcer for the motivation. Since I've started here, I've seen books in the hands of students walking through the hallway, which can be dangerous when they're not looking up. During indoor recess, during outdoor recess, when I board the buses, kids have books out and they're ready to read them. It is just a great community that really holds literacy and reading with high regard. Having the books while arriving to this school year in the fall created an atmosphere where the students were eager to share what they had learned with both their friends and their teachers, and even me. When they pop in and they see a book on my desk and they say, "Oh, I read that during the summer," and it becomes a great conversation starter. The reading bug is certainly contagious at the DAW, and it is rapidly spreading. And I think that is due in huge part to Scholastic and the hard work that both the teachers and administrators at the district and building level are putting in. This partnership with Scholastic has truly benefited the kids at the DAW school and the teachers, community members, and family members, and for that I will forever be grateful. Now it is time to hear some first-hand accounts from our unbelievable DAW Dragon students. So if I could please first have up Miss Chloe Hannaford.
They were out of a couple of the books I wanted, so they sent me some random ones. I actually really liked the books they sent me. My two sisters borrowed some of the books and read them too. I read them all over the summer except for one, which I'm finishing now.
Thank you. Now up another third grader, Sophia De Pinna. Come on up. Nice and loud.
I felt good about getting the books because I got to read over the summer, which I like to do. They were all new books that I'd never read before, and I learned some new things. They helped me read more and stay positive about reading.
Our next third grade DAW Dragon, Julianna Seville.
I went on Martha's Vineyard and I brought the books with me. I sometimes read them to my brother, which I was teaching him how to read because he was almost in kindergarten. I sometimes read them with my parents. My mom and my dad also sometimes read them to me. My favorite one was the book called What If I Had Animal Hair. My favorite page on that book was about the snowy fox. I liked how it changed its fur in different seasons. I liked it so much I decided to do some research on it. I would absolutely love to pick out some more books this summer.
Fourth grader, Max Pokraka.
As soon as I first got the books, I got really excited because it made me pursue reading more over the summer. All the books really fit my grade level, so I could understand them very well. All my books at home I already read, so I thought it was a really cool experience to be able to get new summer reading books.
Another fourth grade student, Victor Thomas.
It was cool that you could get 10 free books, and I was excited because a lot of my books from at home aren't my grade level anymore because they were from when I was younger. So the new books gave me something to read over the summer, and it definitely helped me read more over the summer. And I am definitely looking forward to picking out 10 new books this year.
We'll now move on to our 5th grade Dodge Dragons, Joshua Masua.
When I got new 10 books, I found out that I had a lot more on my bookshelf, which were actually a whole series of A to C mystery books, which I had on my bookshelf and everywhere in my house. So then I was looking for them because I read one of them that I had in all my free 10 books. And it was so fun reading them over the summer. I'm soon almost going on to Y in the A to Z mystery books.
And Katie Chamberlain.
Over the summer, I like getting the new books because we don't get to go to the bookstore a lot in my house because we're always busy with something to do. So when I got the new books, that was what I really wanted to read over the summer, and my favorite one was Fudgemania and the series.
Thank you, students, for sharing such enthusiasm for reading. I was holding back a little tear when people were talking about how they're getting inspired to read another series or getting hooked in a series, because I remember when I was your age and I was finding series that I was hooked into, and once you find that book that really means something to you, it's so important to then continue on with that inspiration and that growth for reading. As you can see, our partnership has not just been about working with a company. It has been about creating a relationship that thrives and values the importance of children developing a love of reading. We are grateful for the opportunity to provide these books and resources to our students and families in Stoughton. We're looking forward to providing similar opportunities in the future. As this study indicates, the best way to support our readers is to marshal the support of all involved, families, schools, and our community. When we all work together to surround children with meaningful literacy experiences, children are more likely to thrive as confident, capable readers who will continue to excel in school and beyond. Literacy is certainly the gift that keeps on giving. Thank you all for coming here today to be a part of this exciting announcement. I would like to leave you with the words of Richard Robinson, CEO of Scholastic. Finding the right book at the right time can light an emotional spark with children that motivates them to read more, understand more, and read joyfully. When that happens, the world opens. Everything becomes possible. Thank you.